I call Jami-Lee Ross.
I move that the question be now put.
I call Potter Williams.
Mr Chair, I just want to respond to the member, Alfred Nuttall, the only other Cook Island member in the House, because as he took his seat after his last call, Mr Chair, he pointed to the badge on his chest. In my first reading speech, I told the House about the sacrifice that the Cook Islanders had made to this country in World War I. 100 years ago, 500 New Zealand soldiers marched under the banner of New Zealand for this country, and their sacrifice is what Mr Nuttall referred to when he pointed to that badge on his chest. And Mr Chairman, I have to say, it causes my heart deep mamai to see that in this House without him then making the absolute commitment to the people of the Cook Islands and crossing the floor to support the SOP that will actually take that clause that causes inequality for the people of the Cooks, Niue and Tokelau in terms of their citizenship under the New Zealand flag. That one clause would make a huge difference. We are unequal as citizens. We are. There are two parts of this bill that demonstrate the inequality and inequity. If you are a person from the Cooks, Niue or Tokelau, there is that 5-year requirement after the age of 50. But there is also the requirement to actually undertake 20 years of work service or be residency in this country to qualify for 100% of the super. As a New Zealander who just lives here, you only need to be here for 10 years. But as a Cook Islander, a Niuean or a Tokelauan, you need to be here for 20 years. There are two parts of this bill which show that this government does not care for the people of the Cooks, for Niue and Tokelau. And if Mr Nuttall wants to point to that badge and talk about the sacrifice that our people gave to this country, I am ashamed to see that in this House tonight, Mr Nuttall. I am angry because our people died for this country, and yet you will not support an SOP that will change this bill to make it equal for all New Zealanders, all citizens of the New Zealand passport, Mr Nuttall. That's all I have to say, Mr Chairman.
I call Jami-Lee Ross.
I move that the question be now put.
Members, the question is that the question be now put. All those of that opinion will say aye. Those against, no. The ayes have it. Party vote called for. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
32 in favour.
Green Party. New Zealand First.
12 opposed.
Maori Party.
2 in favour.
ACT New
1 in
Zealand.
favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Members, the ayes are 109, the noes are 12. The question will be put. Members, the question now is that Part 2 stand part.
Part 1.
Sorry?
Part 1.
Oh, sorry, I'm taking some advice. I thought we
That
put
was
them
just
all
the
at the end.
Oh, okay. Was it the closure motion? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Part 2.
Part 2. The question is now that Part 2 will stand part. The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr Speaker, on the National Party side, there are those people who have campaigned over the years for a nomination as a candidate, who put up their Maori background, and one even his Cook Island background, as one of the reasons why they should be chosen to give the party, narrow as it is,